And welcome to the Power of Power Hours. So I'm actually sweating because I just finished a workout and my glasses keep fogging up because I'm sweating. So the Power of Power Hours. First, I want to introduce my co-host for this call. This is my sister, Robin Cermak, and Robin and I are both seven-figure earners in a network marketing company. But the Power of Power Hours is not just for direct sales. It's not just for network marketing. Power Hours are for any person who is growing their business online, truly. And so the whole point of Power Hours is that you're laser focused on income producing activities. You take the time, you carve it out. Robin will tell you about putting your seatbelt on. Your email isn't open. You're not scrolling in Facebook. You're not doing anything but the things that you have chosen to do in that hour that are going to drive your business forward, right? It's like laser focus, no distractions. And one of the structures that we use to do Power Hours, Robin, I realized I never sent you that list. We'll do it. We'll do it.
I'm a winger.
You're a total winger. So Robin and I present a lot on stage, right? We do presentations together on stage, and Robin's a winger, and I am a scripter. And so when we present together, I have to do a whole script and know what each of us is going to say, because otherwise she just goes and says stuff and then I don't know where we are, and I mean, comical, right? She's like, and so for her parts, I just say, cover this and say whatever you're going to say, right? And so I don't get stuck halfway through going, I don't know where we are. I don't know what I'm supposed to be saying, because she's way better at it than I am. So for Power Hours, it helps if you have a structure. It helps if one of the things that we do with our team, because Robin and I both lead Power Hours for our team. So one of the things that we do with our team is we have a structure called the Matrix. And it's a structure that we use to make sure that we do all of the different activities that are involved in moving your business forward, those income producing activities. So we call it the Matrix. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 1 daily affirmation. It's 2 new connects. But the new connects don't count unless you've talked about your business. So you can go and make friends and you can go and connect with a bunch of people, but until you've actually shared your business or what you're doing, it doesn't really count as a new connect. So you have to have 2 new connects where you've talked about your business. You have to have 3 activities where you're nurturing your current clients. So you're nurturing your clients, you're nurturing, if you have a team that you're building, you're nurturing your team, you're inviting them to calls, you're reaching out to them, you're getting them connected to other resources. It's nurturing your team. 3 of those a day, right? So 1 affirmation, 2 new connects, 3, we call them client development, customer retention, team development, whatever that looks like in your particular business. And then 4 random acts of kindness. Sounds crazy, right? We're going to talk about that in the Power Hour list. 4 random acts of kindness to raise your vibe, to get you where you want to be operating from. And then 5 follow-ups. And a follow-up is not, hey, how you doing? Just checking in. That's not a follow-up. A follow-up is some interaction that moves your prospect through your pipeline. So it is, hey, did you have a chance to watch that video? Can we jump on the phone and talk about X? It's, are you ready to move forward? It's, hey, there's this great resource that I think you might want to tap into, this training call that's happening or a presentation that's happening that I think would be really good. Do you want to jump on it with me? It has to be a connection that's moving them through your pipeline from prospect to client. So that's a structure that if you use and you commit to every single day, I promise you it will move your business forward. And I promise you that it will make doing your Power Hours more effective, because you're going to know, if you go into a Power Hour, and Robin's going to get started in a minute, if you go into a Power Hour and go, okay, I'm going to do, whatever one of the activities is, I'm going to go reach out to people. If you don't know who's in your pipeline, who you're reaching out to, who you're following up with, who you're moving forward, you're not going to be super effective in that hour. But if you have that you're doing every day, you know exactly who you're talking to, you know exactly who you're warming up, you know exactly who it is that you're going to be connecting with, some in your power hour. So I'm going to turn it over to Robin. Robin and I have been doing power hours with our team. We have lots of ideas for you. That gives you a structure to work within, and it gives you a good solid, because you really can move your business forward in one intense, focused hour a day. If you have more time to do more things, awesome. But you can, and you can tell people that you're bringing into your business in one focused hour a day, you can make a difference and move your business forward. So Robin, I know you've been hosting power hours. I have too. I'd love to hear some of the activities that you're using and how you're running your power hours and what you're doing to be so successful, because I know that you've been enrolling a lot of people lately and you have been making your power hours work for you. So what are you doing?
Thanks, Dawn. Yeah, power hours are a game changer. They are basically, it's about speed, and it's about putting the blinders on. And, you know, Dawn mentioned earlier, it's about putting on, I love to say, I'm going to put on my seatbelt. I'm going to sit down in my chair. I'm not going to check Facebook. I'm not going to check my messages. I'm not going to check my emails. I'm not going to think about the dishwasher that needs unloaded or the load of laundry that's sitting on my bed. It is when you sit down, and honestly, it is 100% focused on income producing activities that you can do easily, especially if you've got lists prepared and you're ready to go. But, you know, I love it because on our team, we've been leading them, and I like being told what to do. I mean, I like to lead, but I also like getting told what to do. So we've got other leaders in our company that, you know, I get on their calls and they're like, okay, do this, do this, do this. And this is where I get some of my ideas. And I love being a follower on those calls, and honestly, just taking their suggestions and doing it. So when I do my own and when I lead my own power calls, I love starting off with going on Facebook, just doing a search or wherever you know where birthdays are for that day, and wish people a happy birthday. And it feels good, especially, you know, there's the ones that you always wish a happy birthday, the people that you know, your close friends. But if you go on Facebook and you just put birthdays in the search, it'll pull up all the birthdays that are that day and the birthdays that are coming up. And there are many people on our team that will sing a happy birthday song to them and do the voice, because we all know that people will more likely listen to a voice message in their messages than read an entire text. So a lot of people use the voice messages and sing. I do not have a good singing voice, and I usually have a lot of background noise. I've got a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old. So I like to write a personalized message. So I just send them a quick message, and you would be surprised how many messages you get back. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for thinking of me. But don't read those until after your power hour, and don't reply until after your power hour, right? That's for another time. You want to actually get these messages out. And then after, when you've got more time, that's when you're going to start sifting through what's coming back in. If you're going to spend your time in your power hour responding to people, you're not going to be getting done what you need to get done, because guess what? That will wait until after you're done with your power hour. You can respond to those messages. And that's exciting when you're like, oh my gosh, my power hour produced 15 messages for me to respond to. How great is that? So then you do that throughout the rest of your day when you have, you know, in the pockets of your time. So first, we wish everyone a happy birthday, and it's really powerful, makes you feel good. And it honestly, you're like, and I do sometimes in it, I'll write to someone and I'll say, hey, I have no idea who you are. Do you have any idea how we became friends? And they'll write back, no, I have no idea. I'm like, that's interesting. What do you do? And that starts a conversation. I have no problem telling somebody I have no idea who they were. I did Dawn last week, and the guy was like, we were in a BNI together for 6 months. I was like, oh, well, you did not leave a lasting impression on me. So maybe you should work on that. So it's great. I love the honesty, or, hey, what are you up to? And maybe go to their page and see what their posts are about so you can engage, not just happy birthday. Happy birthday is nice, but go on their page. Oh my gosh, I just saw you went on a trip, and you know, whatever. So, but it gives you a list. When you've got a list and you've got a starting point, that's half the battle, because so many people sit down at their desk and they're like, what should I do today? I've got an hour of time. My kids are, you know, at school, or my kids are somewhere. What should I do? So that's it. You usually, you know, depending on how many friends you have, I usually have about 5 to 10 birthdays every day that I do. So that's part one, birthdays. Easy to do, takes about 5 to 10 minutes. And that's what we do on the power hours. We're like, all right, for the next 5 to 10 minutes, let's do birthdays, and we chunk it into times. And if you finish early, then I make a joke that, on the Peloton, if you do the reps, too fast, she makes you plank. Right. So if you do your reps too fast, if you get your birthdays done quickly, then you got to go to list B, right? And have an extra list of people that you want to reach out to. So you're not sitting there doing nothing if you finish your birthdays. I sometimes go ahead and do birthdays that are coming up. And sometimes I did miss a few birthdays, and I'll go into, birthdays that were past, because it gives you birthdays that were on either side of the day that you're in. So that is it. Does anyone have any questions about birthdays? You got it? Easy peasy.
Well, just one thing, you're not posting on their wall.
No, you're writing
a clear. You're not posting on their wall. They'll never see it. Like on my birthday, I'll get 300 posts. I never even see half the people that post happy birthday unless they do an image. And even then, I've got to go back and view previous posts. They're not going to see it. It's a message. And it helps if you end it with a question. Mine is always happy birthday. Hope you have a super special day. Do you have any, what plans do you have to celebrate? Question mark. Because happy birthday, they don't have to respond to a question. A lot of people feel, and then they say what they're going to do. And then that sets up a chat too. So birthdays are really effective. And the other reason birthdays are effective, Robin, right, is that if you're in this business of reaching out to people, following up with people, putting your business in front of people, you don't want to go to somebody, if you have a promotion, you have something special running, something you want to tell them about. If you've consistently wished everybody a happy birthday, the next time you have a big reach out about a promotion or a plan or whatever, you don't go back and see that every time you've reached out to them, it's been about your business, because the birthdays are about them, right? And you being a real person. And so it kind of sets it up so that when you do have a big push, you do have a push week, you do have a promotion, you can go back and see, oh, I wish him a happy birthday 3 months ago. So I'm not just all business all the time and some crappy, spammy, network marketer. That's it.
Awesome. Yeah. So birthdays are key. The second thing that I like to do is, how many of you are in groups that are not necessarily related to your business, but they're your special interest or they're your hobbies? Like I'm in a lot of running groups, and awesome. So what I like to do is, you've got to spend time in those groups. You've got to let people know you're in there. I'm in a single choice moms group. So I had both of my babies by myself. So I love this group of single moms. They're all women who went and had their children on their own. I love going in there and pouring love on the members. Like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of new baby posts or questions about, how you're raising your children. So I love to go in there and just spread my love. I'm in a basal cell carcinoma. I have skin cancer, and I love going in there because a lot of the people have just had fresh surgeries on their faces where they've got, stitches coming in their nose. And I had all of that done. So I know what it feels like to have that, huge bandage on your nose for, a month while it's healing. So I love to go in there and share love. And guess what? I sell a collagen elixir. And there was a woman, and she was selling, she wasn't selling it. She was posting, hey, do you guys use this sunblock? And it was this powder sunblock. And I was like, oh, I need that in my life because I always have to wear sunblock. And a lot of time you don't want to go out and put it on over top of your makeup. So it's like powder that you can, if you guys all want to know what it is, I'll share it with you because it's pretty amazing. And, so I said, oh, I just bought this. I clicked on the link and I was like, here's something else. And it was in the comments, and I posted my collagen elixir, and I posted a picture of a before and after picture with scars because my collagen elixir helps with scars. I didn't do a huge post and say, everybody in this group, please buy my collagen elixir. I'm just dripping in there when I'm going in there to love on the other people. And that is key. You've got to spend, and I say 10 to 15 minutes on this. Go into your groups, whatever they are. Not your business groups. These are groups where you want to cultivate relationships and where you want to start having communication with people. And by doing that, you're going to start doing friend requests. You're going to start, having a rapport with people. And when that gets, to a point, you're going to take it offline and you're going to start communication one-on-one. And that's when you can start introducing how you can help them or what you have in mind and why you thought of them for that particular thing that you wanted to put in front of them. Does that make sense? Are you guys doing that? Are you guys in groups where you're, really getting out there and really kind of going outside of your business? You should, I say 2 to 3. You don't want more than 2 to 3 because then you're going to be spending all your time in there. So find 2 or 3 that you're really passionate about, that is close to your heart, because it's easy. when it's close to your heart and it's something that you feel strongly about, it's easy to go there and pour love on people. It's so easy to get in there and just, spend 10 to 15 minutes just scrolling, liking, commenting, maybe doing a post of your own, like having a tough day, thinking about this, this, and this, or, whatever it is, so that they know who you are as well. So we do that for about 10 to 15 minutes, right, Dawn? Anything you want to add on there?
Well, you can, if you're doing that consistently and in the way that Robin's talking about, from the heart, genuinely, and you're connecting with people, and you pick 2 to 3 groups so that you're a presence in the group. So people start to notice you. They know who you are. They say, oh, she's the, and then if you send them a friend request and say, hey, I saw you in the group. I'd love to, I love talking about this. I love to be friends with single choice moms, whatever it is, send them a friend request. And you become friends. Then they start to see your posts, right? So you don't necessarily need to take a conversation offline and start right away talking about your business. You just want to get to be friends with those people who are already seeing you as a leader, seeing you as a person to follow, seeing you as a person with a big heart, seeing you as whatever it is you're being in those groups. Then they friend you, and then they start to see the posts that you're doing with your business sprinkled into that. And then, it kind of, it's a synergistic process that kind of all happens together. That's it.
Awesome. All right. So then you move on. So that is now what we spent 5 to 10 minutes on birthdays. We spent 10 to 15. So let's say we're 30 minutes in, right? We're 30 minutes into the power hour already. And you're just like, wow, this feels good. Your vibration is high. You're reaching out to people. You're loving on people, and you're starting to get some messages back. But you're ignoring those. You are shoving them to the side. You are not looking. You're not reading. And, mom calls or something like that. Like, don't even answer the call. You are not answering phone calls. You're not doing anything but putting your seatbelt on. And literally put on your seatbelt. Pretend to put on a seatbelt, because there is something very powerful about that. When you sit down in a chair and you're like, I go to the bathroom before you start, do everything you need to do, because once you sit down in that chair, you do not want to move until your hour is over. And that is really powerful mentally, as well as keeping you on track. So the next thing is whatever your promotion is for that week. So whether it's, in our business, we have shake flavors that get launched, we've got free shipping, we've got, we're currently promoting on my team a weight loss. It's an 11-day weight loss program, and it starts on the Tuesday after Labor Day. So we let everybody have their fun. And that's what the whole, have your fun, but get ready to get to work on Tuesday, September 7th, because that's when we're going to start. And so what you want to do, I love texting people, because I think people are when I message people sometimes on Facebook, they're like, I don't really check my messenger on Facebook. And, they're maybe Instagram people or whatever, but I like texting people. So I honestly will say, all right, I'm going to reach out to 15 people right now and let them know, send them a personal message about my Labor Day lean out and why I thought of them. So I go through my phone, I just scroll down and I just pick somebody. I'm like, hey, Monica, oh my gosh, I know you did our Get Hot for Your Honey, cleanse that we did last February, getting hot for your honey, and on Valentine's Day. We've got our Labor Day one coming up. And I know that you love to do these as a group. It's a community. We have 150 people that have already started. You already probably have some of the products in your pantry. How about we get you started in the group? And I kid you not, so many people are like, oh my gosh, I totally need this. Thank you so much for thinking of me. Or not right now. They'll write you back. Hey, not right now. Oh my gosh, great. Well, have a great Labor Day weekend. Are you doing anything fun? I mean, it's, just the act of sitting down and making a point and having a list of people and having an intention of doing it is half the battle, right? Because again, you don't really know what to do. So if you're going to sit down and you're going to reach out, whatever your promotion is that week, or that month, you could be doing this, every day for a month. So, I've gotten probably, 15 people in the last week that have said yes to getting started on my Labor Day lean out, just because I reached out to them and was thinking of them. And have a number in your head though. If you don't have a number in your head, you might get to 3, but if you have a number in your head, like I'm going to do 15 and I'm not stopping until I get to 15, then you're not going to stop until you get to 15. And it's fun to keep track. Every time you tick that off, guess what? You get a dopamine hit. You get a dopamine hit. Oh yeah, that feels good. Oh yeah, that feels good. 3 more to go. I got this. I got this. And then you're giving them a gift. You don't want to be reaching out to people. Like when I reach out to people about my Labor Day lean out, I am not trying to sell them my product. I am trying to get them into my community because I love them and I want to spend the next 11 days with them, hanging out and having them do this program with me. And that's what I say. I'm like, come hang out in our group. It's super fun. We're going to be giving out prizes. You know, you're going to love it. And then what do I need? That's the next question. Well, what do I need to get started on it? Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me, send you a link of what you need in order to do this, lean out with me. But you've got to have the right attitude, right? You can't be like, oh my God, I can't believe I have to reach out to all these people. 15, that's a lot, like I get to reach out to 15 people. I get to do this. It is a privilege. I have a gift that I want to share. My business, obviously you created your own businesses because you believe in your business and you believe that you have a gift and that you can help people, right? So that's where you want to come from when you're doing that. So I say 15. It depends on how much time you have left, but that's what I love. And honestly, I love going into my phone and texting and sending messages. I'll send messages like, yo, what's going on? Let's get this going. I haven't seen you in a while. Come do my cleanse with me. It's more fun when misery loves company. Sometimes I say that it's not misery, but sometimes I'm like, come on, come dig in and do this with me. It'll be more fun if we do it together, but make it fun and make it cheerful and make it so they want to write you back and not so it's like, oh my gosh, her again. Oh, you want them to be like, oh, she's so cute. I want to say no this time, but maybe next time, right? Anything else, Dawn, you want to add to that one?
I would just say exactly what she said. So whatever your business is, if you're a coach and you're getting ready to run a challenge in your group, if you're, whatever it is that your business is that you're putting in front of people, it's the same. This is the same exact process, right? So let's say you're running a social media challenge, right? In your coaching group, or you're doing some kind of habit challenge, whatever it is that is in your zone of genius and you're coaching on in your group, you follow these same exact things and you can reach out to people and say, hey, I'm getting ready to do this thing. It's my first one. I'm super nervous. I would love for you to get in the group just to support me. It would be really great. Or I'm doing this thing. I know it's not for you. Do you know anyone? So asking for referrals in that process too can also be and that actually can be an activity, right? I'm going to reach out to 15 people and ask for referrals, right, Robin? Or ask who they know that might be somebody that needs my services, my products or my services, the same thing. And yeah, 15 is actually a really good number. It's doable. It can be a stretch, I think, but it's definitely doable. 15 is the number that I use a lot. Absolutely.
Awesome. All right. And then the next thing we usually do is the random acts of kindness and the love and gratitude. And again, you did that in the groups, but this is basically pick 5 people. I think 5 people is great for this one, that, you see them on Facebook or you go into your phone, or I don't know, maybe you go around your house to get your inspiration, or actually you're not leaving your chair. So maybe you should have your list before you sit down. But get your inspiration from Facebook or Instagram or whatever. And this is where you reach out to someone and just say, you know what, I was thinking about you today and just wanted to make sure you're okay. These times are crazy right now. And I know that, you live in a place where you don't have a lot of people around you. So just thinking about you, wanted to let you know that you were in my thoughts, or you know what? You were in my career early on when I started my business. And I just want to thank you for being an inspiration and for being a great mentor, or for, you didn't even know you were doing anything, but you really helped me just by, your kind work, whatever. This is your random acts of, this is your raising your vibration. So pick 5 people. And you may not think that that's an income producing activity, but when your vibration is up here, maybe you reaching out to that person and making their day a little brighter and a little better. All of a sudden over here, the universe says, oh my gosh, look at her spreading her light. That person that has said no to her for 2 years, we're going to send her Robin's way. And we're going to be like, and it happens all the time where you're like, huh, where'd that one come from? That was really nice surprise that the person finally said yes or reached out to me, and it's out of the blue. But when your vibration is high and you're in that attraction mode because you are spreading the love and because you are giving, that's when the universe is like, all right, we got you. We got your back, and we're going to help you by giving you something.
Do you do that privately, a private message, or do you do that publicly on Facebook as well?
I do it privately, but you know what? Who doesn't want to be shouted out in front of everyone? Dawn does it to me all the time. Shout out to my sister for being blah, 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 blah. She's the rock star, let's all shout her out. And it's, who doesn't want to be shouted out? I mean, so if you've got something to say that you think they're going to appreciate it, you can put it on their wall just because maybe they did something great. Maybe they were real estate agent of the year. Like one of your friends is real estate agent of the year. And, you want to shout her out and say, congratulations, I just found out my friend's this, this, and this, or, shout out to my friends who have all of their kids going to school, or, maybe reaching out to some, my friend has 7 children. She posted the other day, 7 little children going up to school. I'm like, I can't even imagine that. Christina Hickman. I'm like, I can't even imagine. That's like out of my, blows my mind. And, she made it look effortless, so send her a message. Hey, I saw your post about saying you blow my mind. You are like the best organized, and you make it look easy. You make being a mom of 7 look easy, make her day. Like it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be a 2-page love letter, it can just be a blurb. It can be a quick, just spreading the love. And I guarantee you all of a sudden you're going to get all this great stuff coming in different ways from different sources.
I did that in a power hour I did recently, and I actually committed to, and it's not, I usually am a texter, I committed to doing voice messages, and I just reached out to 10 people, and basically I just said, I'm really glad you're in my life. I'm really glad you're in my life. I'm glad we met. I'm glad we collaborate together, or whatever it is. I'm just feel so blessed to have you in my life.
I didn't get one of those.
Well, I sent you a card and a shot glass instead. I mean, come on. And can I tell you how many people said, oh my God, I just really needed to hear that today. Thank you so much. I just needed to hear that today. You have no idea. This came at just the right moment for me. I just needed that pick me up, or I needed that, or hey, let's jump on the phone. It's been a long time and I would love to catch up and see what you're doing, whatever. They were literally 15 to 20-second voice messages. I said something I liked about them and just said, I just want to let you know, I'm just really glad you're in my life. And genuinely, it was genuine. And like that 10 minutes of voice messaging, I got back, throughout the entire next week. So highly recommend it. And if you can do more, like I actually got one from somebody that she said, I just want to let you know, you've been such a mentor to me. And I'm so grateful for everything that you've taught me and the way that you lead. And, I mean, who doesn't want to hear that? Like, who doesn't want that kind of affirmation? So I'm Dawn and I'm done. Clubhouse, Dawn and I'm done.
Oh. Are you still there? I don't know what just happened. I lost my screen.
I'm still here. I can keep.
I can't see anybody right now. I don't know what happened. My phone rings through my computer, and
do you want to jump off and get back on, and I can keep going?
I'm going to do that because I don't know where everybody went. So I'll be right back.
Okay. So here's another thing that you can do that's really effective, right? Because if you're going to power through your power hour, you need the list. You need the matrices from previous days that you are, figuring out who you're following up with. Another thing you can do is do an interactive post. Like one of the posts that we did on our team is, hey, kids are heading back to school next week. Are you stressed or relieved? Stressed or relieved. And then you get, 50 moms that come back super stressed, need 7 backpacks and need to make school lunches again and like activities. And all of a sudden now, instead of being home, or, oh my God, I'm so relieved. Homeschooling was not my jam. And thank God there's teachers that are going to be doing it this year instead of me, right? So now you have all these women or all these people that have responded to a post. And maybe at the time the post happened, you didn't have time to reach out to them all individually. So your power hour is a great time to have previously done an engagement post, had all these people respond to it in whatever way, and now be reaching out to them. Because, we also have a product that's great for stress, right? So that was one of the reasons that post was super effective, is that we have a product that's like a Zen, like a product, takes the edge off. So now we know who's stressed, we know who's relieved, you know, and we can reach out to those stressed moms and say, hey, I have something that might be really good for you. Robin, are you back? You see us now?
Yeah. All I had to do was try and restart my computer and you guys just popped up again. Like I could hear you talking, I couldn't find you anywhere. Anyway, I love that. And honestly, a great idea also before you're about to do a power hour is, like Dawn said, do a post like that where you've got a lot of interaction where people are posting and commenting, and then say, all right, I'm going to follow up. I'm going to send a private message to every single person who liked my post. Hey, thanks for liking my post. You know, what was it that caught your attention? Whatever it is about the post, because, you know, I'll get 50 likes on a post and I don't really reach out to them all every time I do something like my stress reliever or my collagen elixir. But if you're like, all right, I've got this post, I've got 50 people that liked it, I'm going to spend the next hour writing to each and every one of these 50 people and thanking them for liking my post. And guess what? They're going to write back and say, no problem, I want to support you. And then you can continue on the conversation. You ask them another question and you start going back and forth, but you've started the dialogue. But it's about intention. Everything is about intention. What are you going to do with that hour of your very, very valuable time? And what are you going to make happen? And if you know what you're going to do during that hour, or if you've got these blocks that we've just given you, that's an hour right there. Easy to fill, easy to do. And you know, honestly, once you get used to them, you kind of try and outdo yourself. Like, right, I had a kick butt power hour yesterday. Can I outdo myself today? I'm very competitive, especially with myself. So, you know, you try and do more and get more done. And I know all of us are very busy, and so many people are like, I didn't get to anything yesterday. Well, because you didn't carve out the time, and because you didn't intend, your intention wasn't there, and you didn't make it a priority. So that's what these power hours are about. Making your business a priority and taking advantage of really specified, targeted time. That's all I got. Was there anything else on your list that was there anything else on your list that I was supposed to cover?
So 2 things to add. One is find an accountability buddy to do your power hours with. They're so much more fun. It's really fun when you have somebody celebrating the wins with you along the way, or you can say, oh, reached out to 27 people. And then after the power hour, you can say to your accountability buddy, oh my God, you know, so-and-so just responded, or that thing that we did was really effective. We should do that again, right? Or I'm out of ideas today. What are we going to do? Like, grab a buddy, do the power hour with somebody. It's a lot more fun. You'll look forward to it, and it's a lot more effective. And so the other thing, and then I wanted to ask, does anybody have any questions, and or has anybody done power hours before and have something that we didn't mention that has worked really well for you?
I haven't done a power hour yet, but I'm really looking forward to it because Dawn and I, you were talking not that long ago about I have ADD and I have a hard time fitting my business into the cracks of my life. And one of the things you said to me was, maybe that's just not the right strategy for you, and you need to set aside specific time and just focus. And I think power hour is exactly what I need, because I've noticed then since I've started setting a little bit of time, I haven't set aside a whole hour, but I like the idea of I tend to scroll through Facebook because you're looking for things. And then of course it's easy to get distracted by Facebook. You know, it's a big rabbit hole. So I think I need to, I'm learning from you that I need to resist the temptation of just scrolling through Facebook, be focused on getting to the birthdays, getting to the likes on my posts, doing my posts, and then go from there, getting that done first before I do and set aside the social game of Facebook for another time after my hour is over.
The other thing I recommend to people, and the other thing that you can, that is the power of power hours, is batching your work. When you batch your work, when you batch your activities, you're more efficient. You're not multitasking, right? You're batching. So you're much more efficient. You're laser focused. You know what the message is, and you are getting it out. You know what the activity is, and you are doing it. So batching your work, like I do it with my matrix sometimes. So think about it. Maybe 2 new connects a day. That may or may not be hard for you. For a lot of people, that's the biggest challenge. So go to networking events. You can create 10 or 20 new connects in an hour where you're struggling. Oh, who can I reach out to? Oh, there was that girl in that group. Let me friend her. Oh, it's too early to talk about my business yet. So I'm just gonna, it can be hard. So batch your work and you're going to be much more effective and you're going to get a lot more done. I definitely do that with new connects because that's my biggest area of struggle is new connects. I'm great with team development. I'm great with client retention. I'm great with following up with people. I'm great with all of those things. The thing that I've struggled with in the past, not as much now because I'm in a lot of virtual networking groups. And that's actually what we're focusing on in Hey Taxi this month is virtual networking. We're bringing in 3 power hitters that all run networking groups. Robin Blaney Teal from MBX, Colleen Biggs from Lead Up for Women, and Carolyn Cooper McQuat from Grand Connections are all going to do a panel presentation about networking. And we're going to be listing out a whole bunch of different networking opportunities that you can attend as a guest this month for you to get involved with, kind of get the feel of it, get the flavor of it. And if any of you haven't gotten an invitation to speed networking, we'll get you an invitation to that too, because Hey Taxi has a networking every month that we do. And it's a great way to practice your pitch, refine your pitch, meet other people, get other resources, and get those new connects. Virtual networking it has made it so much easier and so much more time efficient than it used to be to go to physical networking events. Robin is the queen of networking events. Robin is just like the master. She was in BNI, she's so good at in-person network. She's actually really good at virtual networking too. She rocks them and gets a ton of clients. She gets leads every time she does a virtual networking. Hate's a really strong word. I really disliked in-person networking, but I'm really good at virtual networking and I love it and I enjoy it. And so if that's not something that you're doing, keep an eye on Hey Taxi this month because we're going to be bringing you a lot of different opportunities for virtual networking and a panel of experts, people who run their own networking groups and have been doing it for years. So you want to tune into that one to get their top tips for networking too. But that's where you can get your new connects, people. I mean, make it easy on yourself. Don't be like, oh, who did I go to high school with that I could reconnect with after 30 years? And then it's a process, right? That's a process. It's a process and it works. Don't get me wrong, it works. But when you go to networking groups, people are there. They're there to share their stuff with you and hear what you're doing. They're there to hear about your business. That's why they're there. They're there to share theirs and hear about yours. It's like a built-in skip 5 steps, right, Robin?
Yeah, absolutely.
Some other tip that I have as well that you did not mention, I don't know if you've done this, when you are messaging people, you can look and see who's actually online right now and message them first. If you have a whole list of people, focus on those people because they're already on and they may be looking at their phone at that moment and your message will pop up right away and they may answer you immediately.
Yeah, it's called green lighting, right? That's called green lighting, where you're just picking up all those people that are on the side.
Exactly.
And hitting them first. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So does anybody else have any other questions? Well, then we're going to wrap it up. Thanks for coming. Thanks for being engaged. Hope this was helpful for you and you got some value out of it. And definitely stay tuned later this month because, again, I mean, really, virtual networking is here to stay. And you need to get good at it because it is a time saver. And I'm not sure when real events are going to happen like they used to be happening. So virtual networking is where it's at. Thanks everybody for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Robin. Thanks for all your expert advice and guidance. I know you rock the power hours. I know you get amazing things done. And I know you can always see the results that you've done a power hour. You know what I mean? So Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Bye.